Hi everyone and welcome to my video. This is a short video which I thought might be of interest to anybody thinking of taking a trip to Ireland, to the southwest of Ireland, or even specifically Skellig Michael, off the coast of the southwest of Ireland. Skellig Michael is one of only two UNESCO World Heritage Sites in the Republic of Ireland. The other is Newgrange, which is located 50 kilometres north of Dublin, which is the capital. You can visit Skellig Michael by catching boats from 2 or 3 different ports in that part of Ireland, but we chose to catch a boat from a little town called Portmagee, which is close to Valencia Island. Portmagee is a lovely little town and well worth a visit in its own right. We stayed in a guest house called the Moorings the night before our boat trip, because the boats to the island leave at 8 AM in the morning. Skellig Michael is located 20 kilometres off the southwest coast of Ireland in the Atlantic Ocean. The island is very small and due to the steep inclines is largely uninhabitable. However, the island is famous for being home to an ancient medieval monastic site. In more recent years, the island found the world spotlight once again in 2014 when several scenes from the Star Wars movie The Force Awakens was filmed there. It was a remote location somewhere in the galaxy on which Luke Skywalker had been hiding for many years. The boat journey time is about 1 hour from Portmagee to Skellig Michael itself. On the boat trip out to the island, you'll pass Little Skellig first, which is the smaller of the two islands. Little Skellig is home to 30,000 pairs of seabirds called gannets, and it's the second largest gannet population in the world. As you can see from the video, the island is covered in bird droppings. As you can see from the footage during our trip, the seas were quite choppy. Apparently there was a 3-foot swell of waves and the trip was close to being cancelled. So this will give you an indication of under what circumstances your trip may be cancelled. You do get a refund obviously though if your trip is cancelled, or you can book for another day. The monks would travel between the mainland and the island using small wooden handmade boats, which during stormy seas would be light enough to be lifted out of the water at the island for fear of them being smashed to pieces on the rocks. It's alright. Skellig Michael is open to visitors from May to September every year. You will spend about 2.5 hours on the island and make sure you wear comfortable clothing and shoes. Be prepared for rain and bring a packed lunch. You can see the drill holes. We're drilling them and sticking them with. When booking your trip, be prepared for disappointment, because at times of rough seas or stormy weather, the boat sailings could be cancelled, as it's not safe to travel.
7 years ago, the beer. Sure she can.
You see, if you have a folder of puffin on the steps, by all means take it, but only when you know you're feeling safe and everybody knows.
The island is also home to a huge population of birds and wildlife, and in particular puffins, who nest on the island for a couple of months every year. I'd never seen a puffin before in my life, only on television, and I was surprised how small they were.
Eat everything.
No, she does. She literally does.
I should have brought How do penguins not like but they can? Like literally their wings like because it's big flap really fast.
The puffins return to the same nest on the rock every year, where they mate and lay their eggs. I suggest you book months in advance for your trip, as demand is very high. I would recommend that you are relatively fit and mobile for the climb and the descent back down again. The route to the top of the island is via 618 steps up a steep climb of 180 metres. At this point we're about halfway up, and there's a level area where you can rest and enjoy the views and start to take in what life on the island may have been like.
That's so expensive. The garden went out. No bank.
It mightn't have been that.
As you can see here now, we're entering the monastery through the perimeter wall. It is thought that only 12 monks lived on the island at any one time. The monastery consisted of an inner stone enclosure, a small church, 7 stone beehive huts, a cemetery, and 2 garden terraces on which they grew their own food. The monastery was founded in the 6th century, and although attacked by Vikings in the 8th century, it was inhabited by monks for over 600 years. This is the grave of the last 2 children who ever lived on the island. The 2 children got very sick as a result of the bad weather and passed away in 1868 and 1869. After this sad occasion, it was deemed that the island was unsafe for children. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do the same. It looks lovely.
The monks lived in these beehive-shaped stone huts, which they constructed from rock, which they gathered from the island. The monks used to eat their own food which they grew in their garden, or fish that they caught from the sea. But sometimes this was not enough to sustain them, and food would be brought from the mainland. But when seas were rough, there could be long periods of time when it was not possible to get food out to the island. On occasions when food was scarce, the monks would catch and eat the puffins who nested on the island at certain times of the year. In later years, to ensure they didn't run out of food, rabbits were introduced to the island, whose population grew very quickly despite the inhospitable location, and these would be caught and eaten by the monks. Okay folks, that's the end of my video. Hope you enjoyed it. As you can see, during our trip there was quite a lot of rain on the day. I was only able to film this with a GoPro, and a very old GoPro actually. I had to keep my main camera in my bag. But I did take some still shots during the breaks in the rain, and I'll put these at the end of the video in case you're interested in seeing them. Hope this inspires you to visit Ireland and visit Skellig Michael the next time you're planning a holiday. Take care, see you in the next video.